The University of the Free State says it's gathering evidence to deal with incidents of violence which have rocked the institution. Yesterday, some students and workers were involved in a scuffle during a varsity cup rugby game while protesting over outsourcing.
The institution says that it's shocked by recent developments as it's at its main campus in Bloemfontein.
Scenes that shook the country. White students assaulting black protesters after they went onto the field while a varsity cup rugby game was underway. More violence ensued through the night.
The black workers are still subjected to inferiority on campuses. They are still subjected to poor salaries. They are still subjected to poor working conditions. We cannot allow that as the students. These are our mothers. We come from the same communities they come from, and we cannot allow them to be victimized by outsourcers.
Then, students attempted to burn the statue of General C.R. Swart and later pulled it down.
We went inside the match during halftime, and then when we started singing, white kids and their parents came to the field, all of them in large numbers, and then they started beating us up.
And now we find ourselves in a situation whereby the project of reconciliation has completely collapsed at the University of the Free State.
You see things like this on TV and you just don't think of the reality of it, and it was just violent and it wasn't a situation I wanted to be in.
It's an unsafe environment for all peoples, all students. There are quite a number of guys in my res that left already.
UFS Rector Jonathan Jansen has condemned the violence.
If there was really so much racial tension, you would have seen this every other day, okay? And we don't see that every other day. Having said that, you're absolutely correct. This thing said, there are still unresolved issues.
Meanwhile, 39 workers and students who were arrested during protests yesterday appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court today. They are accused of convening an illegal gathering after embarking on protest action against outsourcing by the university. 36 of the accused have been granted a 300 rand bail and 3 have been granted 2,000 rand bail. Gates remain shut here at the University of the Free State, and it doesn't seem they'll open soon, especially with students contemplating more protest action. MBALI, SIBANYONI, SABC News, University of the Free State.
Calling for divine intervention to end student clashes. Students have been at loggerheads over the university's language policy, with police and private security failing to calm tensions.
We've come so far as a country, so now today we're making a stand and say, you know what, we can take hands, black, white together. This thing is, this skin is just skin deep. It's 2 millimeter deep. It's a sacred thing that God gave us. How dare we now, because of language, say no, there's racism, etc., etc. It's become a race issue now.
The university has since proposed a one-language policy where English will be the only medium of instruction language. However, some student groups have rejected this proposal.
I think there are right platforms within the university in which these matters have to be addressed. But to come and vandalize property and to speak evil of one another, we do not think it's the right thing. We need to make our stand very clear. We are here to unite the country.
The university is continuing with consultations. Sipho Stirman, SABC News, Pretoria.